Hello everyone, welcome to the channel The Virtual Coach. In this video, I'm going to revise the poem called On Children, which is written by Khalil Gibran. But before we start, I have a small request. If you're watching this video for the first time, then please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you can get notified for my next video. So guys, the poem On Children is all about the expectations of parents toward their children. So what happens here is there's a man called Al-Mustafa, which means a chosen one. The name also implies that he possesses some spiritual knowledge, and along with that he also have some divine characteristic. So actually Al-Mustafa is a man of inner purity, and he believed to be a perfect man and the universal man. So what happens is there is a lady who held a baby against her bosom, and she is very curious to know the future of her baby, and that is the reason she asked that man to tell the future. Then he says that your children are not your children. They are the sons and the daughter of life's longing for itself. They come through you but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. So what poet is trying to say that the speaker wants to make the parents aware that the child is a gift from the abundance of existence. Children are born as the sons and the daughter of life longing for itself, and we are its servants who carry out the master plan. Parents do not create them, and hence parents cannot possess them. So this is what the poet trying to say. So parents may have brought them to this world because they have been chosen to serve as a pass, as a vehicle to bring the children to this world. They are the only medium through which the life expresses for itself. The next few lines, the speaker tries to educate parents that how they should treat their children. Then the next para, he says that you may give them your love but not your thoughts. You may house their bodies but not their souls. For their souls dwells in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even your dreams. You may strive to be like them but seek not to make them like you. For life goes not backwards, nor tarries with the yesterday. So here, the Al-Mustafa tells parents that they can only act as a steward, and their role is one of the stewardship, which means the one who look after their response. The parents should not treat their children as their puppets, but they can show their love as much as possible and take good care of them as we do to someone who is given to our charge. The parents should take care of their needs and should not impose their thoughts and ideas on them. They should not cause our children belong to the future, whereas we belong to the past generation. As parents, our days are over. Parents may try to be like their children, but their past act like a barrier. Children belong to the future, since parents belong to the yesterday and the children belong to the tomorrow. Hence, they should not burden their children with their dead past. The children have their own future, and we should let them grow accordingly to their own potential. Since life goes forward and does not linger on, the parents should let their children build their future, realize their potential, and resist the temptations to force their children to be like their carbon copy. In the next few lines, the Al-Mustafa or the speaker tries to give visual account of how we should play our role as a parents and how we can win God's love. So he says that you are the bow from which your children as living arrows are sent forth. The archer sees the mark upon the path of the infinite, and he bends you with his might that his arrows may go swift and far. Let your bending in the archer's hand be for gladness, for even as he loves the arrow that flies, so he loves the bow that is stable. So here, the Al-Mustafa tells parents that a God uses parents as his instrument to send living arrows to this earth or to this world. The parents are the bows and the children are his living arrows. An arrow does not have its own power and its own path of direction, but both of these are provided by God. The archer is God and the path is infinite. Just like the archer, the God decides the mark on the infinite path for each child as its destination, and using the parents as bows. Like an archer, the God bends the bows, which are parents, testing them for stability. Here, the bows must help the arrows to reach their destination. So guys, the speaker wishes us to know that the God loves both. parents and children, because the parents are also children of same existence. Let your bending in the archer's hand be for gladness, for even as he loves the arrow that flies, so he loves the bow that is stable. This line implies that the God loves those who slowly step back and set them free as their children grow up, encouraging them to learn from their own experience and to dream their own dream. He expects parents to do all they can do to help their children to fulfill their highest potential. So, in conclusion, we may say that in this sermon on children, the Gibran illustrate how loves work in the intimate relationship of their own arrows. So thank you so much for watching this video.